This army is going to struggle against that army. Nothing wrong with just grouping up and attacking. Best defense is a good offense, especially when you have a limited number of units. Oh, Banshees, don't do it. Oh, Banshees, oh my god. Oh no, oh god. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. Yeah, and this is the worst feeling ever. I've had this feeling so many times because, as you may know, I've been playing strategy games since 1998. Is when Starcraft came out. Like, forever ago I was playing. So I played in, like, team games, and I played all the other races in Brood War, and I got really excited when this sort of thing would happen. This is the shittiest feeling known to man. You get in there and you're just like, oh yeah, and you took out these 2 pylons, uncontested, 2 probes, and look at these Marines. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get these probes. And then you just go, oh my god, wait a minute. Oh my god, oh, and you're just thinking here, you're like, micro my siege tanks. And of course, StarCraft 2, they micro themselves, and then you're just sort of like, oh my god. And you know what your brain tells you? Never attack. Uh-oh, it looks like, oh, there we go. Yeah, look at this huge drop action coming on. Yeah, alright, okay. Oh, yeah, Ultra, do a lot of damage. Look at that. 50 damage versus armored, and then like 1,000 damage versus buildings. Totally kick-ass. And you know, this game looked fairly uneventful, to be frank, for many people. It had some fun moments to it, but I mean, it was a lot of this going on, and even our good buddies Jason and Devin kind of just hung out. Devin literally just expanded and made sure that he was over 5,000 minerals all game long. And look at his probes all over the place. Tons of probes. How many probes does he have? 72 probes. Yeah, sure, why not? Why make units when you can make probes, as Artosis always says. I mean, this is, yeah, easy peasy for breezy. And what happens is, you see this attack that happened up here? Oh, hey, look, we got some cattle bruisers coming in here. We'll talk about other stuff in a moment, but whoopsie daisies. Yeah, battle cruisers versus blink stalkers. Uh-oh. And then, of course, micro the siege tanks, trying to kill off as many things as you possibly can. Oh, yeah. You know what? Siege tanks are never going to be tiring to watch. They're always sweet, and they're always imbalanced. But, you know, this sort of thing, this sort of huge drop that we saw Jason do, contrasts sharply with this little tiny push that happened up here that all of Devin's Infinity Stalkers easily killed. And the problem that happens is people train themselves not to do these little pushes because they have that sort of experience. Oh, look at Devin. Oh my god, did he smart blink? Oh, Devin with his 54 APM did a smart blink. Oh my god, I'm so proud of my friend Devin. Yeah, Devin. What a superhero, man. Look at that. Yes, yes indeed. It's just wonderful. Yeah, and the good old clamp play. Just squeezing in on either side. What glory has been bestowed upon me. This is so nifty. But you know, once this game wraps up, I want to talk a little bit about the psychology of these sorts of players, because a lot of it can be summed up by that idea of, well, I don't have vision of him, so better not do anything. And the sensor tower from Banshees, helping to make Banshees aware that there are in fact units about to come kill it. Oh, that's always a little bit red cheek inducing. Oh yeah, your base is being revealed. Hey, here's the base, I found it. You know, it's, oh, little flying starport. And of course, the good game, an epic game between Devin, Jason, and then Banshees and Asgard. So much of everything that's going on, you can think about because people learn to be freaked out just because they don't have vision of what's going on. So, for instance, we saw that the Blue Terran in that game, I believe that was Banshees in that game, made this huge line of tanks at the front. So, no attack that comes will ever break through. And of course, it's this imaginary attack, this fear you built up in your head because you don't see what your opponent's doing. And then what happens when you finally say, well, I'm not going to win by defending. Gotta go kill him. You go in to kill him with like 20 guys, and then everything gets killed off, and you kind of get this, And that's why people go for these ultimate armies, these big win in one punch style plays. So that's how you see Jason just like do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, make one poorly executed attack where everything evaporated, and then just do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, suck everything in the overlords, and then just drop all the units into the base with a 200 food army. Easy for breezy. Gonna take them out. And that's the sort of plays that people will go for. It's kind of funny. For any of you who actually own Brood War, get on and go play some BGH. What you will see is people just sitting. Death army. And especially if you kill their death army, they actually don't know what to do. They're just like, well, rebuilding the same death army. And it's like, if it didn't work, then it will definitely work after 50 times. Then it just keeps... But there's very little just general movement and sort of pressure going on because there's just this inescapable fear of stuff going on. So what I would always encourage people to do is just fiddle around a little bit with making sure everything's nice and smooth, nice and cleaned out, and start doing some early attacks. And 2v2, it's always really fun to do that. Because sometimes your opponents end up being pretty bad, so, most early timing attacks work great. Or should I say, most early any kind of attack works great. So you and your buddy are just ripping through people, and then you encounter someone who it doesn't work against. And then you actually start thinking of ways to sort of work around it. But make sure you're not succumbing to this, well, I can't see what he's doing. So now I have to worry about everything going on. Vision really shouldn't work too much like that. So let's see here. Here's a great question by Rodrigo DCX, who says, when you're day 9, when you're trying to help people in a strategy forum, how do you handle misinformation? I mean, I know if you disagree, don't argue it, but do you just leave the guy asking the question to choose one? And see, this is kind of a little bit of an issue that I have with forums in general, is that people start exactly like Rodrigo or DCX says, that just misinformation starts spreading around. And then people start using words to boil things down. Like, for instance, this word called a text switch is something people have been using a lot. And it just doesn't really make sense in any context that I can think of. I guess what they mean is he's making one unit and then he's suddenly making another unit. And that happens in almost every good strategy. There's really no strategy that's like, all right, well, this is what you do. You only make Hydras. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's really good. There's no real strategies that don't involve moving to other things. But then also the idea of text switching. Like, I'm trying to incorporate a strategy that does text switching. And that doesn't actually mean anything. But what I would definitely say is have discussions with people, and if people are starting to flame you, people are like, oh, dude, you idiot, really those people who really defend their things to the grave, try to argue their point in your head. Like, for instance, if someone says something like, hey, I'm trying to figure out a way to play Protoss where I out-expand the Zerg. And some guy says, you idiot, Protoss never out-expands Zerg. Find me one good player who's out-expanding the Zerg. Try, instead of just going, oh, okay, well, I guess he's right, because I don't like being yelled at, try to think about exactly what he's saying, like, well, Protosses really don't out-expand the Zerg, and try to find a good argument for that on your own. Because there's really, to be entirely self-centered, there's no reason you have to convince a guy on a forum that what he's saying is wrong. You really need to figure out what's right and wrong so you can go play StarCraft and have a lot of fun. There's actually no value in being right against another person on a forum, because if you know, then just go play the game and you have fun and you win. But just be very critical and very careful, and especially those people who are being really nasty and mean and negative, try to actually put yourself in their shoes and try to argue their points without being nasty and mean and negative, and that's been pretty easy. So let us divine. So, oh yeah, here's a great question by Chaos Smurf. A friend of mine loves playing StarCraft 2, and is of a level similar to Similar to yours, similar to mine. Oh, so you mean he's awful? I don't know if you meant that he's similar to my friends, but so finding people of his skill level is a bit of a challenge. Other than the latter, what can I do to help him? Obviously, there's good forums to help find people. By the way, I'm going to answer this question assuming that you're saying that your friend is like a gold-ish level player. Talk to all your friends and find out who plays StarCraft 2, because pretty much everyone plays StarCraft 2. And it's pretty easy to find people of similar skill levels. Like, it's really funny. Everyone in my house plays StarCraft 2, and they actually do 2v2s against each other, and it's pretty reasonably skilled. And if for some reason there's an imbalance, like if it's these two guys are way better than these two, then they sort of swap off the teams. So it's like a good and a bad versus a good and a bad. But definitely just keep laddering and just go socialize with people via forums and in real life and try to find some good players. I've always